A 67-year-old man walked into my clinic looking healthier than most people his age. He had never smoked, maintained a healthy weight, and followed what he believed was the perfect diet. But when we examined his arteries, they told a very different story. They looked almost 2 decades older than he was, stiff, inflamed, and showing signs of damage I usually see in people with years of unhealthy habits. After a long conversation, we discovered the surprising cause. It wasn't his genetics, stress, or lack of exercise. It was one simple habit he repeated every evening without giving it a second thought, reheating the same leftovers night after night. I'm Dr. Ethan Cole, a senior health physician with over 15 years of experience, helping adults protect their hearts and improve their long-term health. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 everyday foods that can become surprisingly harmful when reheated after the age of 60. Most people believe they're making healthy choices, but the way these foods are reheated can quietly trigger inflammation, damage blood vessels, and increase the risk of serious health problems over time. If you're over 60, or you care about someone who is, stay with me until the end because one of these foods is probably sitting in your refrigerator right now. And before we begin, subscribe for more science-based health advice designed to help you stay healthier for years to come. Before we talk about these 5 foods, there's something important you need to understand. Once you pass 60, your body doesn't respond the way it did in your younger years. In your 30s and 40s, your organs could repair minor damage with remarkable efficiency. Free radicals, toxins, and small amounts of inflammation were usually handled before they became a problem. You rarely noticed anything happening because your body was constantly working behind the scenes to protect you. As we grow older, those natural repair systems gradually slow down. Your liver becomes less efficient at removing harmful compounds. Your immune system isn't as precise as it once was. Blood vessels become less flexible, and your cells take longer to repair everyday damage. This doesn't mean your body is weak. It simply means you have less room for error than you did years ago. One of the biggest challenges after 60 is chronic inflammation. Unlike the short-term inflammation that helps heal a cut or fight an infection, chronic inflammation stays active for months or even years. You may not feel it, but it's constantly placing stress on your arteries, heart, and other organs. Over time, this silent process can contribute to high blood pressure, plaque buildup, poor circulation, and even increase the likelihood of abnormal cell changes. The 5 foods we're about to discuss all have one thing in common. When they're reheated, they can produce compounds that become much harder for an aging body to process. Day after day, those compounds build up, creating unnecessary stress inside your body without obvious warning signs. Let's begin with the first food, and it's probably something many families enjoy several times a week: fried foods. Whether it's French fries, fried chicken, or anything cooked in vegetable oils such as sunflower, corn, or soybean oil, the real danger isn't always eating it fresh. The bigger concern begins when those same oils are heated a second time. When vegetable oils are reheated, they start to break down through a process called oxidation. This creates harmful substances known as aldehydes, compounds that researchers have also identified in cigarette smoke. Inside the body, these compounds increase oxidative stress, damaging the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Over time, arteries become stiffer, blood pressure becomes more difficult to control, and the risk of cardiovascular disease gradually increases. The concern doesn't stop there. Aldehydes also produce unstable molecules called free radicals, which can damage DNA inside your cells. While your body naturally repairs much of this damage, those repair systems become less effective with age. Repeated exposure over months and years may allow more cellular damage to accumulate, increasing long-term health risks. The good news is you don't have to eliminate fried foods completely. The safest approach is to avoid reheating them whenever possible. If you do have leftovers, warm them gently in an oven or air fryer without adding extra oil, or enjoy them cold if the food allows. That simple change can significantly reduce the formation of harmful compounds. Now let's move to the second food, and this one surprises almost everyone: leafy green vegetables. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, making them some of the healthiest foods you can eat. But after they're cooked and stored, a chemical change can begin. These vegetables naturally contain nitrates, which are harmless in their fresh state. However, once cooked and left sitting for too long, especially at room temperature, bacteria can slowly convert those nitrates into nitrites. When the vegetables are reheated, the nitrites may react with proteins to form compounds called nitrosamines. Scientists have linked nitrosamines to an increased risk of several serious health conditions, and they may also promote inflammation inside the blood vessels. For adults over 60, whose arteries are already more vulnerable, repeated exposure isn't something to ignore. Fortunately, preventing this is simple. Cook only the amount of leafy greens you plan to eat that day. If you have leftovers, cool them quickly and enjoy them cold in a salad rather than reheating them. It's a small adjustment that helps preserve both nutrition and safety. The third food is one of the most common staples around the world, rice. It looks harmless, but the way it's stored makes all the difference. After rice is cooked, certain bacteria can survive in the form of heat-resistant spores. As the rice cools, those spores can become active and begin producing toxins if the rice is left at room temperature for too long. Many people believe reheating will solve the problem. Unfortunately, while reheating can destroy the bacteria, it doesn't remove the toxins they've already produced. Those toxins may cause food poisoning, but repeated exposure over time may also contribute to ongoing inflammation in the digestive system. What many people don't realize is that your gut and your heart are closely connected. Chronic inflammation in the digestive tract can influence cholesterol metabolism, blood pressure regulation, and overall cardiovascular health. I've seen patients with no obvious heart disease risk factors whose daily habit of improperly stored reheated rice likely played a role in maintaining persistent inflammation. The safest habit is to cool cooked rice within an hour, refrigerate it promptly, and use it within 24 hours. Reheat it only once, then discard any leftovers. Better yet, prepare smaller portions so you don't need to reheat rice repeatedly. So far, we've covered 3 foods that many of us eat every week. None of them are unhealthy by themselves. The real issue isn't the food. It's what repeated reheating does to the compounds inside them and how those changes affect an aging body. And we're not finished yet. The next 2 foods may be even more surprising because they're often considered some of the healthiest choices for adults over 60. Yet when they're reheated the wrong way, they can quietly place extra stress on your heart, your arteries, and your overall health.